Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Sunday, December 12th, 2021. Welcome to another New York City exploration video. Today, we're going to take a look at New York City's forgotten street, which is called Marginal Street. The first 8 pictures that I'm going to show you are pictures that I took back in the year 2014. After we review them, I'm going to show you the pictures I shot today for comparison. So let's get started. If you want to access Marginal Street, you would enter from the 125th Street entrance, which is right next to the entrance to the Harlem River Drive here. You can see in this old picture, the old FDR viaduct was still in place, and it is no longer in place today. It's been rebuilt. This is the way it looked back in the day, and we'll get a better look at the trolley pole here in the newer shots that I've taken. You can see at this point they were rebuilding the staircase. I'm going to show you something in the year 2021 you're not going to believe. There you can see reinforcements around an old beam. Here's the way it looked back in 2014 under the Triborough/RFK Bridge. This is looking at the FDR Drive or Harlem River Drive. And see how relatively clean it was here back then? You're not going to believe what it looks like now. Again, look, relatively clean. No debris, right? This was all original back in the day. Here, you can see there was somebody fishing in the filthy Harlem River. Now, let's jump forward to 2021. All right, here are the pictures that I shot earlier today. You can see the dirt and debris that has accumulated in the last 7 years. This pile here is all parts of old computer monitors that somebody illegally dumped. On this side of the fence is a huge homeless encampment. I'll get you a better shot of that as we go on. Here's the close-up of the old computer parts. Here you can see quite an intricate little shanty town has been set up. From another angle. Today was a bright, sunny day. I'm telling you, I rarely ever get to utter those words, and that's why I had to go out today and take these pictures and do this video just to enjoy the sunshine here in New York City. Yeah, a lot more debris has been dumped. I'm able to drive my car all the way in. I did this in the past. Back in the year 1988, I believe, I drove right in here. This is basically as far as you can drive southbound. Not too many people would venture in here, either by car or by foot. This building right here, I believe, is going to be torn down. I don't know what its original use was, but I had to peek my head in there and take a look. You can see the plywood here used to be covering this. I guess the miscreants ripped it off to get in there. And now I'm in there. That's what it looks like right now. Kind of neat. The back door here, as you can see, the iron has rotted away, or the steel rather. Notice of demolition, so the building is going to be coming down. Another view of the ripped out fence. I just came from the right side over here. That's the RFK extension. This is the top of one of the trolley poles. I'm very intrigued by this cone-shaped object. If anybody out there has any idea what this could have been, was it part of a lighting fixture or was it part of some kind of a sound system? I honestly don't know. but this is original. Also, if any of you guys know anything about trolley poles, I'd like to know about them, what year they were used, etc., etc. Here is the homeless encampment that I showed you. You're just going to have to forgive the shadows. I did the best that I could, conditions permitting. Close-up of the homeless encampment. Now, if you remember the pictures that I showed you earlier from 2014, none of this was around. This all accumulated under Mayor de Blasio's rule. Here's where I had my car parked earlier, right here. There's a nice looking shot. Now, do any of you guys recognize this area? You should. We're going to walk in there. Now you recognize it, right? Anybody? For those of you guys who are fans of a movie called The 7-Ups, the movie has a scene early on where Roy Scheider is right here with Tony LoBianco, who plays the Undertaker, and they're leaning on the railway and they're talking about things. This is the actual spot that those two actors were in. Remember? Does it look familiar now? Well, it should, because this is the spot. There's another view, and yet another. At the end of the movie, the very last scene, Roy Scheider tells Tony LoBianco that he made him, and he knows that he was running the whole racket, and he was kidnapping all the mobsters, and that he's going to tell Festa's pals that Tony LoBianco was the one that did everything. And in the background, you can see this area right here, although this has been rebuilt since the 70s. I came across this structure too, which is abandoned. And of course, we're going in. There are 4 separate entities, 4 separate buildings. I have no idea what they were used for. And each one has a separate, I'm going to use the word room or cabinet. This room connects here, see? And I happened to notice this while I was in there. The Hurricane Sandy watermark came all the way up to here. It was terrible that year, back in 2012. Now I'm coming back out. Earlier, I showed you a picture that I took in 2014. You may remember there was grass all over here, but there was no debris like this. Now, do any of you guys want to take a guess where these huge tires came from? What kind of vehicle uses huge tires like this? Oh, wait, I have the answer. Construction vehicles. I believe all this debris was left here by the construction company that rehabilitated this area. I can't prove it, but it seems suspect. This fence, by the way, is original. See, there's another view of it. In the picture I took in 2014, none of this was here. And here you can see the wonderful trolley pole that I showed you earlier in the video. Okay. This is a storage container that was put here, I believe, by the construction company. And then you can see other debris was left here. Homeless encampment. You can access it by climbing through the hole in the fence and walking around. This is the rebuilt ramp from the FDR Drive. That's where I just came from. This is looking northbound on Marginal Street. The cars parked here are fishing. Yep, I'm not kidding. They're fishing just like they did back in 2014. And, you know, you couldn't pay me to eat anything coming out of the Harlem River. And one of these cars had Nebraska license plates. Who in their right mind would come from Nebraska to fish in the Harlem River? Beats me. I thought these were cool. All right. Here, they've completed the staircase for the pedestrian walkways. It's a very unusual design, but something about it concerns me, and I'll show you in a minute or two. This is a second trolley pole, not the one I just showed you. There's no conical fixture on the top. You know, I bet I'm only one of a handful of New Yorkers that knows about the existence of these rare trolley poles. Close-up view of it. Now, earlier, remember when I showed you pictures from 2014? This pedestrian walkway was wide open, but now look, they fenced it closed, but of course the miscreants have cut it open for easy access. I honestly don't know why it's closed. It's brand freaking new. Now look, this entrance is closed as well and boarded up. And this is closed as well and boarded up. Why did they spend so much money putting in these new staircases only to close them up? Now I'm northbound. I drove my car northbound up Marginal Street. I came across this structure. I do not know exactly what it's used for. I believe it's for the bridge tender over here. Going a little bit north of where I just came from, this is the railroad bridge right here. This is a container with, I guess, supplies for the construction company. Here, someone drove in here and illegally dumped tires. There's no sense going in there because there's nothing else to see. This is a park. They've rehabilitated it. It's kind of nice. Here you can see there's a train actively crossing the railroad tracks. Beautiful, gorgeous, sunny New York day. Very, very rare. Nice picture of the bridge. This is a pedestrian walkway that's at 135th Street and leads over the Harlem River Drive. This is a defunct water fountain that does not work. Dry as a bone. It's hard to believe that ships used to use the Harlem River, but this is a mooring for them, and there were several of these. I have never seen a ship in my life on the Harlem River. Now, do you know what caused this big dent here? I do. Apparently, many years ago, a ship banged into it and pushed it outways toward the roadway. Crazy but true. And they have actually made a nice exit and entranceway for me so I can pull right out here at 135th Street and head northbound. And this, my friends, ends my video. I hope you have enjoyed my look at New York City's forgotten street, Marginal Street. If any of you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please type them in the comment section below. If you want to visit Marginal Street, do so at your own risk. All right? Do so at your own risk. As you can see, if you're not careful, you could get boxed in certain places that I visited. And, always exercise care. Guys, thanks for watching. I'm Crazy New York Driver, and you're not. I hope you enjoy my exploration videos because they are a lot of work to make. Rock on and peace!